Hi, I'm a Muslim and I refuse to condemn the NICE attack. I refuse because I am not a terrorist. And I do not have to condemn this attack to prove that I'm not a terrorist. For the last few decades, we've been noticing this uprise in continuous demands from the non-Muslims to condemn all terrorist attacks or all kinds of false flag attacks against the non-Muslims, just because there is this constant pressure from the authorities that these attacks were done by the Muslims, were incited by the Muslims, were brought about because of Islam. We have gone through this debate a million times, and I am not going to be part of this BS anymore. I'm a Muslim. I'm a peaceful Muslim. I believe in peace. I'm not a terrorist, and I do not have to condemn the NICE attack to prove my innocence and to prove that I'm not a terrorist. If anybody has to condemn anything, then it has to be Dick Cheney, to condemn what he did in Iraq, what he did in Afghanistan. And if anybody has to condemn something, then that has to be Jacob Rothschild, with what he's been doing with the global finances, abusing the Federal Reserve Bank to control small countries through IMF and World Bank and through the state banks of those countries. If anybody has to condemn anything, then it should be Rupert Murdoch, who has abused international mainstream media to justify and glorify the apartheid by Israel in Palestine against the Palestinians. And if anybody is to condemn, then it has to be the deep state over its illegitimate invasions in so many Muslim nations that have decimated so many Muslims. 1 million people died in Iraq alone, and Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Somalia, Sudan, even Pakistan, and Yemen. About 100,000 children are starving. They don't have access to food. If anybody is to condemn anything, it has to be these terrorists who have been terrorizing the world, putting it on fire, and then at the end of the day, blaming it all on Islam, blaming it all on Muslims, who have been the victim, who have been through and through the victims. We are talking about millions of Muslims who have been the victims of these oppressive, of these coward games and tactics, war crimes. We are talking about millions of children who have been killed from the war crimes of the deep state. Macron is an idiot. He's a patsy in the hands of the Islamophobia cult and the deep state, who basically want to reignite the military-industrial complex by putting the Muslims and the extremist Christians in a crusade against each other. And Macron is an idiot. He's stupid. He's an incompetent, imbecile president who does not know how to govern his country. It is a democracy. He got overwhelmed by the Yellow Vest movement, and now in order to cover up his dirty ass, he has brought up this crusade within France between the Christians and millions of Muslims who live in France. And nobody can understand this basic fact that this is all a false flag attack to justify his stance, to glorify his Islamophobia, that yay, Muslims are terrorists and they do deserve this kind of a punishment. You know what? Go to hell. We are not going to condemn NICE because we know we are not terrorists, and that's enough for us. And you can all go to hell for all we care. Bye.